TrollBox Podcast initiating in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to episode 5 of the TrollBox Podcast. Today, I'm joined by my lovely fiance. Now, she doesn't really know too much about Bitcoin other than what I've told her.
I know nada.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's why we're doing this. So, so hopefully, you can become woke to all that is Bitcoin. Sorry guys, we're coming in a little bit late this week, and I know it's been insane in the trading world. Bitcoin hit its all-time high.
Whoa.
It's over $1,400 as we speak. That's huge. That's where's it gonna go next? When's it gonna hit 15? After it does that, it could easily hit 2,000.
The sky's the limit.
The sky is the limit. So do you have any questions? Do you know like what Bitcoin's all about, or
I mean, to be honest, before I met you, I didn't have a clue. I didn't even know Bitcoin or cryptocurrency or any of that good stuff existed. And then when you kind of started telling me about it, I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. And the fact that it was, kind of under the radar, so to say, and it didn't really kind of follow the protocol the same as like the American dollar or, any other currency that the rest of us normal people use.
What are you trying to say?
Well, I don't know, but I think it's kind of on the fringe, and that's what kind of makes it like dangerous and mysterious. And
it's definitely mysterious.
Yeah, exactly.
Starting with the creator Satoshi Nakamoto,
Satoshi Nakamoto.
Now so this is a good starting point. Okay. So
Once upon a time,
supposedly a Japanese programmer named Satoshi Nakamoto,
as the legend goes,
he drafted a white paper for Bitcoin, and at that time there had been some similar protocols and things that touched upon the technology involved. However, he was the first to really put it all together in one cohesive, entity. I mean, Bitcoin's kind of like a thing. It's kind of like, it's not like, printed money that doesn't really have any true value other than what it's said.
That's what makes it confusing for this noob with a boob.
Noob with a boob. Oh my
God. So he drafted a white document. Is that like code for a white paper? Is that code for something, or he literally like wrote it down on a piece of paper?
Well, a white paper is essentially a let's see. It explains the program or the code in words instead of just the code base.
So it's like the mission statement.
You could say that. Yeah, it's pretty much that. Okay. That's a good way to put it in layman's terms. Not that you're a layman or anything.
Well, excuse this commoner, sir. I'm trying to put this in everyday terminology that I can kind of wrap my head around. I'm not to your level yet.
I mean, I'm by no means an expert, but but yeah. So he made the white paper.
Okay.
He made Bitcoin.
So that was the first one.
Right, but here comes the interesting part.
Dun dun dun.
It might not be
the first
who he says he is. There's a lot of speculation as to who Satoshi Nakamoto actually is, because that's just like his name that he was going by. It could be a pseudonym. I know there was some notations on the initial code base that would point to
someone else.
It not being somebody from Japan. I think it's like Hungarian notation
What?
or something. I don't know. I forget what the term was. But yeah, like there's been speculation that it could be like the Illuminati. It could be a group of people, not just him.
Jeez. Talk about a plot twist.
Yeah, there's even been speculation that it could be of otherworldly origins.
I like that story better.
I do too.
I'm gonna stick with that one.
It's the currency of the Greys.
I'm gonna subscribe to that.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty good one. So, yeah, when it first started out, there wasn't really a market for it, and it actually started gaining popularity. Have you heard of the game Second Life? It's like a big sandbox game where it's like a big MMO.
To be totally honest, my experience with gaming ended with Sega Genesis.
I'm not too far behind you. I mean, I think the newest system I have is like a PS2 or a GameCube, whichever came out first.
You know what's funny too is I got a job at GameStop.
Oh, you did?
Way
I
back
didn't know
when.
this.
Oh yeah, way back when.
Mystery unfolds.
Do you even really know me anymore?
I don't. Sometimes I ask myself that.
So yeah, I remember going into the interview for GameStop not knowing anything about video games, and I swear I only got the job because the store manager thought I was hot.
Well, you know, that's good. That's, I don't know
Okay,
about putting that on your resume, but it could work.
So back to currency from out of this world.
Yes, so it's there's some. Well, Bitcoin kind of attracts the conspiracy theorist kind of types.
You see, that's what kind of appeals to me. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like fuck the government. Oops, sorry. Can I say that? Can I drop the F-bomb?
Go for it.
Okay. So, fuck the government and fuck their standards and fuck their systems. So, you know, that's what kind of makes it really cool to me, is that you could use that currency to buy things all over the world and it's untraceable, right? That's the whole thing about it. So you can do
to
some
some point.
pretty shady things with it.
Well, that's where Silk Road comes in.
You know what?
do you know
I'm
about
really
Silk Road?
sad that I was not able to jump on that bandwagon.
Well, you know,
Like,
yeah, but
I think of all the fun I could have had with the Silk Road, and maybe it's a good thing I didn't. Because
Yeah,
who knows if I would have been here right now.
you really want to make sure you know what you're doing when you're dealing with dark web and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's like a
It's,
dirty word.
Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin is technically traceable. You can see on the
I thought it
blockchain.
wasn't.
Well, if they can tie your address to you,
And when you say
know that
address, is that like the IP address, or what do you mean? Like,
well, there's... Okay, so with Bitcoin you have a wallet, right?
yeah.
Okay, and the wallet has a public key and a private key. The private key, you do not want to let anyone know what it is, because
Your eyes got so wide
Yeah,
when you say that. You're like,
it's,
never
you
tell
must
anyone.
protect it with your life.
Got it.
I don't know if I would even give you my private key,
Jeez.
because somebody
wow.
might coerce you into giving it to them. I don't know. You never know. You never know.
What?
It's a private key. It's
I respect your privacy.
and I wouldn't want to know yours just in case, you know.
Whoa,
But-
this is okay.
Yeah, well, it's okay, so your public key is what people would send coins to for you to get them. Like, if I wanted to send you Bitcoin, you would give me your public key. I would send the coins to that address.
Got
And
it.
to make a transaction happen, you have to sign it with your private key. So you have to be in
seal
possession of your private key in your wallet for it to be able to validate the transaction and prove that you own the coins in that wallet to be able to send them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, Let me try to think of an analogy. What's a good analogy for that?
I don't know. When you were saying that, I was like, oh, it's like FedEx, okay? Like,
Right.
they send me a package and I have to sign for it.
That, or it's kind of like...
And you need my address to send me the package, and I need to sign for it to receive the package.
That, or think of it as like a P.O. box. You give people...
Oh, the key to open it.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of. But, I mean, you don't need the
Got it.
key to send it. In Bitcoin, you do.
So my analogy of the address is better then.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So, see, you're already getting it.
All right, let's do
Yeah.
this. Get on the dark web, get some shadow cash, start buying
Which is
some
now
goodies.
Particle. The shadow cash is no more.
Okay, so
But Bitcoin is
was the
traceable.
first.
Transactions are traceable. But your...
How long ago did that happen?
What?
How long has Bitcoin been around? Like, when did it first peak out?
It hasn't been very long. It's like less than 10 years.
Really? Oh, wow, it's a baby.
Yeah.
Or actually more like a bratty adolescent.
Yeah, I think 2007, I want to say.
Jeez.
I
don't even know
could
what
be
the hell I
wrong
was
on
doing
that.
back then.
I should know that, considering.
No judgment. Well, a little bit.
A little, yeah. I'm judging
you a little
myself,
bit.
too.
I'm sure all the listeners are judging you, too.
They probably are. I'm sure they are. But that wouldn't be much different than any other episode. So
Very true. Very true.
yeah.
Okay, so Bitcoin was the first, 10 years old, Japanese, or so they say.
Yes, it could be aliens.
Okay, so when Bitcoin started, it had a value of 1. So how did the hell did it jump up to 1,500?
It didn't even have a value of $1. It was pennies. Like when I said that it was back on when people started
pennies?
using it as a currency for Second Life.
What's Second Life?
Second Life's the game that I was talking about that
Got it.
spawned that GameStop.
Got
thing.
it, okay.
Well, yeah, so it was like basically this game where you just like have a second life in this game.
Like Sims?
Kind of like Sims, except it's you have one character and that's you, and you go around and you can interact. I think you could even have sex in it and stuff.
Oh, that's
yeah. It's supposedly a pretty wild game. I never played it, but that is where Bitcoin started to get some value, because in the beginning it was just kind of this thing that everybody was like, whoa, like it had the potential, but it didn't have any uses at the time.
So did it start on the dark net?
No, it started with Second Life,
Which is the game.
Yes, and
it's a regular game available to everybody.
yeah.
So it was a currency in the game?
It was used outside of the game for services in the game. Like people would pay people Bitcoin for.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I just imagined when I was playing Sims way back when, and my nerdy friend hacked it and gave me a bunch of money in the game and
Rosebud
made me
or
a
whatever.
millionaire.
Yeah.
I don't ask any questions. I just let it happen.
There were some codes in that.
Yeah,
It
and
was-
then I was like a millionaire. I was like, damn, my
yeah.
life in Sims is better than real life.
Well, you know.
Okay, all right. So how did it jump out of that? Like, how did it kind of grow from the game to something? Like, how did it jump from the video game to the darknet? Like, how the hell did that happen?
Well, people started using it on Second Life, and then people started using it for other things now that it had a value, a real world value attached to it. Because once you have that baseline value, people will be like, well, I'll give you this much of this. People do want to buy this, and it's going at this rate. So it just built there. I mean, I've had friends that used Bitcoin back in the days of Silk Road, and they had like thousands of them on their computer. A lot of them don't have them anymore. Some of them do, and they're locked up on old hard drives or something
Oh
and they
my
can't
God.
get in. Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
horrifying because they're
It's-
potentially millionaires.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
that would kill me. Oh, that's tough. Didn't you tell me a story? Someone bought a pizza with Bitcoin?
Yes. Yep. I think it was like 10,000 Bitcoin or something, or maybe 20,000
Jesus.
for a pizza. But I mean, back in those days, everybody was using. I mean, anybody who was using Bitcoin for anything was using those large amounts.
Right. Because
That
they had
one-
no way of knowing that, 10 years later, it would jump
Right.
up in value just the way it is.
I mean, there was always the speculation that it could, and some people were like, "Yeah, it's definitely going to." There's still people today that think that it's, valued way lower than it's going to be.
wow, the true believers.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not uncommon to find people who expect it fully to reach like $10,000 a coin.
What?
Yeah, and it's not even that hard to imagine because, I mean, right now it's at 1,400 plus,
Oh, I thought 15. Nope.
and it
just kidding.
started, less than 10 years ago. So who knows where it's going to be in 10 years from now? As long
Interesting.
as it doesn't become completely outlawed by the world government or something.
Well, personally, I wouldn't be so opposed to that. That makes it more fun in my eyes.
Agreed.
But then again, when things are illegal, it's just more fun. And
That's
then,
true.
When it becomes popular, socially acceptable, then I don't want to do it anymore. So, if I wanted to get into cryptocurrency, where's the best place to start? And how would one go about doing that?
Well, there are various services that allow you to buy it with your debit card, credit card. You can use Local Bitcoins, which is a website that you can meet up with people in real life and give them cash and they'll send you Bitcoin. There's that. Sometimes that's sketchy. People have been mugged.
Really?
Yeah, it
That's
happens.
fucked up.
Yeah, but
That's
most of the time I
that's
think
just
it.
life, right?
Yeah, that's something that's going to happen.
Well, that also kind of gives it its bad rap, It's like the bad boy of money. Like, I imagine
Oh my
the
God.
American dollar is like, I don't know, Steve Urkel.
Steve Urkel. Can I do that? Can I pay that?
Yeah. And cryptocurrency is like
Uncle Jesse.
the Fonz.
That's what I saw. Oh, the Fonz, even
The
better.
Fonz.
Hey, Bitcoin.
And luckily for you guys, you couldn't see the thumbs go up.
They definitely
Cow.
went up. They definitely went up.
There was a whole lot of thumbing going on.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So,
So what determines the price of cryptocurrency?
many things determine it. However, it all boils down to supply and demand. If people want to buy it, the price is going up. If people want to sell it, it's going down.
Damn. That's like a universal truth, huh?
Right, and when it reaches record highs, a lot of people start selling, which drives the price down because they want to pull out the profit from their coins.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so that's one thing.
That's tough.
But it's good too because it kind of makes it even out instead of it constantly just rising and rising and rising and rising, which
Right.
isn't really healthy. That's when you get a bubble.
And when you say bubble...
Like the housing bubble.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
Got
anything
it.
like that. Like it just rises.
And then just
and
pop
then
and everyone's
pop.
fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, that would suck.
It would. But thankfully, I mean, bubbles happen all the time in cryptocurrency, but they're
Okay.
not as catastrophic as, the housing bubble was.
And there's a lot of cryptocurrencies, right? There's like
There's
Bitcoin, and
thousands.
then there's thousands.
Probably at this point, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
some of them have been abandoned over time.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but it's, I mean, the another big one is Ethereum.
What are the top three?
top three, like my top three or currently? And what do you mean by top three? Top three is in market cap? Or...
You know, when I first asked the question, it was a lot simpler in my head. Yeah. And then it came out, and let's say all of the above.
Ethereum is definitely one of the top ones.
So what makes it the top one?
Just
the value, or just kind of how many people are actually using it?
The technology, I would say.
The technology.
The technology is
okay.
It uses these things called smart contracts, which would be very difficult to explain to you right now.
Can you do layman's terms? Explain it to me like I'm 5.
I don't even fully know, I guess. Okay,
More judgment.
Yeah, it allows it to basically do computations on its blockchain. And
I feel so stupid for asking, but what is...
There can be like tokens created on its blockchain that aren't Ethereum. They're separate tokens that work on the blockchain of Ethereum, and they can hold data. They can. It's really and there's actually a huge bubble going on right now. Supposedly. With the Ethereum tokens, because tons of them are popping up, and a lot of them are doing really good, because where developers before would have had to code an entirely new coin, they can use the Ethereum framework to do a lot of piggyback and do a lot of the things that they wanted to before, much easier using Ethereum.
So they're just perfecting it.
More so using the technology, using the technology to wow.
Did I stump you?
You kind of did.
Did I win?
They're more. You win 1 Bitcoin. Just kidding.
Oh, that's
cool. I wish I had a Bitcoin.
1,400. I'll take it.
Yeah. Right. Well, you know. So yeah, they're basically they're using the Ethereum framework to achieve things that they previously would have had to make a whole new coin for. It's kind of like a shortcut. Some people think that the bubble's going to pop, which it probably will.
So how much is that valued at right now?
Each Ethereum is worth $77.
Okay.
I have a few of them.
Right on.
I don't have like a ton, but it's a good technology, and it's. Some people think it's going to surpass Bitcoin, which it's possible. I don't want to say it definitely won't. I mean, its market cap right now is above $7 billion.
Jeez Louise.
Bitcoin's sitting at 23.6. So,
and
yeah.
this is billions with a B.
Billions with a B.
Jeez.
And there's 91 million Ethereum tokens.
So for those that invested in Bitcoin or Ethereum, bravo. But what about all those poor folks who invested in, like, what's a long lost cryptocurrency?
There's too many to really name.
So what happens to those people, or what happens to the people? Okay, so the people who invested in those cryptocurrencies that went bye-bye, did their money go bye-bye too? Do they get the money back? Like, what happens?
Well, if they didn't do anything with it, if they didn't sell it on its way down, and they still have the bag...
and it's worthless?
It's worth whatever anybody's willing to give you for it. I mean, there's tons of coins that, once were... People call them shit coins.
Seems appropriate.
They're coins that are just... They don't really offer anything new, and they're just kind of crappy, and the devs sometimes they have good intentions, but due to the fact that the coin didn't catch on or whatever, and the value just keeps getting driven down, it just doesn't become worth it to them anymore to work on that project.
Oh.
And then they end up on
so it's literally
smaller
abandoned.
Exchanges. Yeah.
Wow.
That happens. Sometimes they fork the coin and rebrand. There's been some cases of that. But yeah. So they just... I mean, I've done it before. I've bought coins.
Really?
Yeah, and then... I mean, I didn't buy too many. I mean, I would never go all in on a coin that I wasn't sure was going to last and make me some money. So
you were wise with your investments.
yeah, I mean, there's been times when I lost some money, but nothing substantial.
It happens.
Yeah, and another thing with crypto is that even if it tanks, as long as the devs keep working on it, there could be some kind of news that drives the price back up, or somebody decides to pump it, which is, people buying a bunch of it to drive the price up so then they could sell it and then make money.
Speaking of news, didn't you mention at some point of time, I don't know, I think I heard you mention something about Japan?
Yeah.
And didn't they kind of accept it? Oh, what was cool is we were watching, what's that show? No.
Mr. Robot?
Yeah, Mr. Robot. Oh, I fucking love that show. And you were all excited. You're like, oh, look, they have a Bitcoin on the side of the cash register. And that was really cool. So you said Japan, India? No, it was Japan, right?
Japan. India, I think, is looking into it now, but Japan, I think, 260,000 stores across Japan are going to be rolling out Bitcoin as a primary payment option, as you would with card and such. Yeah, it's good that they're jumping the gun like that. I don't know how well it's going to work.
Yeah, I don't. How would it work? I mean, would it be? I mean, if you would need a keys, you use the two keys, then how the hell would you do that? Okay, I'm at the store.
Phone apps.
Oh.
Yeah, there's phone wallets. You can, you can just send
like Apple Pay.
Yeah, precisely.
That's cool. But okay, so let's say your phone gets stolen. What then? Because that happens.
You should encrypt your Bitcoin wallet as well as you can. They have two-factor authorization and stuff but I mean, if you're on your phone and your two-factor authorization just sends something to your phone to authorize it, then that's kind of silly. But you definitely want a strong password on there.
But okay, so your money is in the wallet.
Mm-hmm.
And your wallet is in the phone. And if you lose your phone, or if you, for example, if your wallet's on your laptop and your laptop decides to crap out, then you're kind of shit out of luck, right?
That's why you make backups.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. A backup can be as simple as writing down your private key on a piece of paper and locking it away somewhere.
Okay. So you can access it from anywhere?
Yeah.
As long as you have the keys.
As long as you have the keys.
Oh.
Or the wallet DAT file, which is a data file, which basically just tells your wallet client that, yes, this wallet is this. I don't know how to articulate that. Yeah. So, I mean, think of it as cash. If you have your wallet on you and somebody wants to steal it, there you go. I wouldn't keep all my Bitcoin on my phone. Just if I was going to the store, I'd probably send about as much as I would need for that trip, maybe a little extra.
That makes sense. I'm not going to carry my life savings on my way to the supermarket.
Because who needs $10,000 to go to the supermarket or something?
That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So that's how that works.
So you said India is considering making,
Yeah, they kind of it's kind of unclear because Bitcoin's used a lot in India already.
Okay.
They're really with it, but the legality has been challenged a couple times. Recently, they released a statement saying that it is legal, even though it wasn't like illegal before, really, or something. I don't know. I don't really follow that too closely, but they do seem to be heading in the right direction with it.
That's cool.
Yeah, and the concentration of wealth of Bitcoin is much more spread out. It's not like everybody in one country has all of it, and then, it's like spread out throughout the world.
So you kind of made me think of so who has the most Bitcoin? If you had to
Probably Satoshi Nakamoto. He has a
Makes
wallet
sense.
with 1 million Bitcoins in it, which is now. Think about that.
Okay.
That's like billions.
A whole lot of Bitcoin.
Yeah, and
Who may or may
those
not be
coins,
from Japan.
right? He might not be from Japan. He might not be from this world. So, so that wallet, the coins haven't moved pretty much since they were put in it. So they're either the key's lost, or whoever Satoshi Nakamoto is keeping a stash of 1 million Bitcoins.
So how do you know that he has 1 million Bitcoin in that wallet?
You can see the wallet online. If you know
The wallets are
the
public?
public key. Yeah. You can go through the Block Explorer and see how much coins are in which wallet. You don't know who necessarily owns those wallets, but due to early posts early on with the address and stuff, that wallet has been linked to whoever Satoshi Nakamoto says he is.
Oh.
Right. And they actually tried I think, was it National Enquirer? I don't know. One of those kind of magazines. There was a
tabloid?
I think it was a tabloid. A reporter from one of those thought that they found Satoshi Nakamoto, and there was this dude, Dorian Nakamoto, who I think he might have lived in California, or no, he might have been in Japan. But he had some experience with computers and things, and he was into some things that kind of pointed towards possible Bitcoin involvement. And they dragged him out of his house, not exactly,
Jeez.
not by force like that, but they were pestering him, and his family was getting pestered and stuff, and it ended up not being him. Yeah, so the search continues. I don't really care, I like the idea of the enigmatic Satoshi Nakamoto, identity hidden, and I like the mystery of it.
That is definitely the appeal of cryptocurrency.
Yeah, the mystery.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Dun, dun, dun.
Totally mysterious.
So, if worst case scenario, this poor fellow or gal
It could be a woman. Yeah.
lost their key, is it possible to hack it?
Hack the key?
Yes.
The private key? If you have
Or
a
decrypt? Is
quantum
that the word?
computer that could keep trying to break it open, it might be possible, but
Might take 50 years.
it could take a while. Yeah. It's heavily encrypted. That's the whole point of Bitcoin, is that it's encrypted. Hence cryptocurrency.
Duh. Okay.
Yeah. So
Denny.
it is possible. Some people even roll numbers. They have dice that you can roll and try to find a wallet with the letters and numbers that come out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Which I don't know if anybody's ever been successful at it, but yeah.
And they're trying to steal, right?
Yeah.
Is that why they would roll that dice?
Or find a block, But yeah, it's it's very interesting. It's very safe. I mean, it's as safe as you make it, really.
Okay.
So.
Wow. So, information overload.
Mm-hmm.
You have blown my mind. I don't know if I'm ready to jump into the cryptocurrency world, but it is definitely something that I want to kind of do more research on, and maybe when I'm more comfortable, who knows? Maybe I'll be a crypto gal.
Well, the world is definitely moving towards it. So, I mean, I'm glad that at least one of us has some in case shit hits the fan, or either that, or in case it just completely takes off.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Alrighty.
Cool. And yeah, so I think this might be a good point to cut this off. Right now we're around 36 minutes. That's pretty good.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so this is just a little mini episode. I wanted to explain to my fiance why I'm doing this podcast and what exactly is going on. So, yeah, it was wonderful having you on.
Aw, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, totally. And maybe we could get some update when you do become a quote-unquote crypto gal.
Don't hold your breath, babe.
Well, yeah, so everyone, you can follow us at TrollBox Podcast on Twitter, soundcloud.com/TrollBox Podcast. You could send us any questions, or if you want to be on the show or something, you can email me at trollboxpodcast@gmail.com, or hit us up on Twitter, and yeah, we'll see about getting you on here. Yeah, so just want to sign off and say happy trading and profits to all.
Hey y'all, thanks for listening, and if you're feeling the podcast, show some love and subscribe on all those, you know the drill. Toodles!
You just had to get the last word in, didn't you? Typical.
Yup.
Yeah. So, yeah, bye guys. Hey.